So, what have we here?
But to your point, there are people watching at home who might miss the part where you say, let's lower the temperature, and there are mentally unstable people who are attempting to kill political candidates, attempting to kill Donald Trump, and they are still hearing this White House refer to him as a threat. Is there no concern that people are taking that literally?
We're using examples. We're not just saying that just to say it. January 6th, Peter. January 6th. Wait, January 6th. How many times do we have to? January 6th, 2021.
Some people are really fucking stupid.
That is a fact, what was reported, that happened on that day by some of your colleagues. I mean, and we have, at the same time, denounced political violence over and over, political rhetoric, over and over again. Over and over again.
Demand that Congress do the right thing and only count the electors who have been lawfully slated. I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard. Today we will see whether Republicans stand strong for integrity of our elections, but whether or not they stand strong for our country. To peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
Part of what Trump is counting on is for people to get desensitized. I mean, oh my gosh, did you hear what he said yesterday? Did you hear who he attacked? Did you hear the viciousness? And it just like with a shrug, okay, fine, we're moving on. Well, Americans need to understand that they have to take Trump both seriously and literally. He has said what he wants to do. He and his allies with Project 2025, his desire to be a dictator, at least on day one.
Under no circumstances, you are promising America tonight, you would never abuse power as retribution against anybody.
Except for day one.
Except
Look,
for?
he's going crazy. Except for day one.
Meaning?
I want to close the border, and I want to drill.
That's
not
retribution.
I'm gonna be, you know, he keeps, we love this guy. He says, you're not gonna be a dictator, are you? I said, no, other than day one. We're closing the border, and we're drilling. After that, I'm not a dictator,
So
okay?
that sounds to me like you're going back to the policies when you were president.
All of that is in the public record. And I believe that more Americans have to be, you know, willing to endure what frankly is discomforting and to some extent kind of painful, to take him at his word and to be outraged by what he represents.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Yeah, because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
We want to remind the audience to please not talk out loud. Please do not applaud. You're just wasting time.
And shut up!
His rhetoric is really getting dangerous, more and more dangerous. And we saw what happened on January 6th when he uses inflammatory rhetoric. He is not only unfit, he is destructive to our democracy, and he has to be eliminated. He has to be eliminated. He has to be eliminated. He has to be eliminated.
Well, okay, that is a dire warning about the potential consequences of inflammatory rhetoric from Congressman Dan Goldman, a Democrat from New York, ending with a stirring call for the elimination of his political opponent. To his credit, Goldman did apologize, but his statement shows how Democrats use the harshest possible rhetoric in the course of attacking the harsh rhetoric of Donald Trump, which shows once again how the supposed upholders of our norms are loath to abide by them themselves.
Yes, I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House. But I know that this won't change anything.
After a furor erupted, Madonna said it was just a metaphor. I am not a violent person, I do not promote violence, and it's important people hear and understand my speech in its entirety rather than one phrase.
Right.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
Johnny Depp is apologizing for the crack he made about assassinating President Trump. I apologize for the bad joke I attempted last night in poor taste about President Trump. It did not come out as intended, and I intended no malice. I was only trying to amuse, not to harm anyone.
If you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome. The people are going to turn on them. They're going to protest. They're going to absolutely harass them until they decide that they're going to tell the president, no, I can't hang with you.
Not in D.C., not in the U.S., not in D.C., not in the U.S., not in D.C., not in the U.S.
Our issue is strong borders, no crime. Their issue is open borders. Let MS-13 all over our country. That's what's going to happen if you listen to them.